into this deep dive on agentic AI. Sounds super interesting. We're going to really unpack what it is, how it works, and what it means for the future. We got this awesome document that's going to be our guide today.
Yeah, it is a really hot topic. It's moving so fast. Basically, we're talking about AI that can operate on its own.
Whoa. So not just following some instructions that someone programmed, but actually making decisions by itself.
Exactly. Like imagine, a self-driving car. It has to navigate traffic. Yeah. It doesn't just react. It's got to analyze data, predict what other cars might do, make choices in real time to get where it needs to go. Saves time.
Okay, wow. Yeah, the document mentions that. It goes way beyond just basic automation. It's about AI that sets its own goals, figures out how to get there.
Huge difference. Traditional AI, it usually just does one task.
Right.
Agentic AI, it's all about the goals. Think of a calculator, it crunches numbers.
Yeah.
But then think of a chess program. It makes strategies, it plans moves, all to win.
Gotcha. So it's not just information. It's understanding stuff, making judgments, taking action.
Exactly. And the document really drives this home. This ability to act on its own, that's what makes it so powerful. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
They keep using this word agent. What exactly do they mean by that?
So an agent, it's basically software, but it can perceive the environment, make decisions, take actions, all to hit its goal, like a digital entity with a purpose,
So it's not just some algorithm, it's a digital thing with a mission.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
And these agents, they can be anywhere, like in robots, in self-driving cars, but also in virtual stuff like financial markets, even online games.
This is getting kind of futuristic, but the document says this is already happening, right? It's having an impact.
Oh, yeah, totally. We see it in self-driving cars, personalized medicine, even systems that manage huge supply chains.
So this isn't just some idea, it's actually out there working.
For sure. And as this tech evolves, it's going to be everywhere.
Okay, some of these examples in the document, they're wild. In healthcare, AI might diagnose diseases better than doctors can.
Yeah, it's possible. We already use AI to analyze medical images, spot risks, even help with surgery.
And it says AI agents could handle our money, making investments based on crazy market data.
Right. AI is awesome at analyzing tons of data, finding patterns we miss. So for predicting what the market will do, managing investments, it's powerful.
It's amazing. But I got to ask, how do we know these AI agents will always do the right thing?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And it leads to one of the toughest challenges in AI development. Explainability.
Explainability. You got to understand how the AI got to its decision.
Exactly. It's not enough for it to be, we got to know why it did what it did, got to make sure it's logical, meets our expectations.
That makes sense. If a self-driving car swerves, we want to know why, to trust that it's safe and predictable.
Yep. And the document emphasizes this. Explainability builds trust, especially as we give AI more control over important stuff.
So it's not just about AI being smart, it's about us being able to understand it and trust it.
Right. So we need new ways to look inside these complex systems, figure out what's going on.
Wow, there's so much to this, and we're just scratching the surface. It also mentions the big players in this space, names we know: Google, DeepMind, IBM Watson, OpenAI.
Oh yeah, they're the ones pushing the limits. They all have different approaches, different strengths.
It's like a global race to build the most awesome AI.
Well, there's competition, sure, but also a lot of sharing, working together. It's a field that changes so fast, a lot of people think that's the best way forward.
So it's not just about winning, it's about getting it right.
Exactly. And the document highlights that. To develop agentic AI responsibly, we need everyone. Researchers, developers, governments, even the public.
Well, we've got a ton more to dig into, but for now, that's a wrap on this part of our dive into agentic AI. So before we took a little pause there, we were in the thick of it with explainability, why it's so crucial,
Yeah, we can't just let these AIs do whatever, especially the more we rely on them for big stuff. We got to get why they make the choices they do.
The example they used about the self-driving car really stuck with me. If it swerves, sure, it's great at avoiding an accident, but we need the why behind it.
Exactly. Imagine AI handling a ton of money, investments, the whole 9 yards. If it makes a trade and boom, huge loss. We can't just say, oh, well, AI did it. We got to get into that AI's head, see its reasoning.
So accountability comes into play too, right? Being able to trace back those decisions, understand the motivation.
100%. With any system, you got to have accountability to build trust. But especially when it's AI making choices that could have, huge impacts.
And they mentioned even for the people who create these systems, it's not always clear how they work. Like, it's a challenge even for the developers.
Yeah, it's like layers upon layers of algorithms, data processing. It gets really complex fast, almost like trying to figure out how the human brain works, you know?
So how do we even start tackling this explainability thing?
Well, there are a few ways people are trying. One is to build the AI so it can actually explain itself, like give reasons for its choices in a way we can understand.
Wait, so the AI would actually say, I did this because of that.
Kinda. They're working on AI that can give clear explanations and ideally in plain language, so it's easy for us to get it.
Now that's what I'm talking about. It'd be like having a chat with the AI, asking it, why'd you do that? And getting a real answer back.
It's a hot research area for sure. Could totally change how we interact with AI.
This document, it also talks about transparency. What's that all about?
So transparency means everyone can see, everyone can access information on how these AI systems are made, trained, used. It's all out in the open. Everyone knows what's up.
So being upfront about how it works, what data it uses, what choices it's making, that kind of thing.
Yep. Transparency builds trust. Make sure these super powerful tools are used the right way.
Man, there's a lot to think about when it comes to agentic AI, huh? It's not just the tech stuff, it's all these ethical and societal impacts, too.
For sure. As we hand over more and more decision-making to AI, we got to think long and hard about what could happen, good and bad, and make sure it matches our values.
They talk about that with real-world stuff like healthcare. Everyone's excited about AI diagnosing diseases, suggesting treatments.
Yeah, huge potential there. But there are risks, too. Like, how do we make sure the AI isn't biased? Like if the data it learns from already has inequalities in it.
Oh, right. If it's trained on data that shows unfair healthcare, then the AI might just keep those inequalities going, making things worse.
Exactly. We got to feed these AIs with data that's diverse, represents everyone, so their decisions are fair.
Seems like everyone's got a part to play here. Not just the people building the AI, but all of us.
Totally. This whole agentic AI thing, it's a big shift for humanity.
Yeah.
We all got to work together to make sure it's a good thing.
This has been mind-blowing, really diving into all the layers of agentic AI, but we're just getting warmed up. We'll be back soon to explore even more about this game-changing tech. All right, so we've really gone deep on agentic AI now, haven't we? From like the basic ideas to how it could change all kinds of industries.
Yeah, and all those tricky questions, about how we build it and use it right.
Totally, like making sure we can understand how these AI agents are making their choices and trusting them to do the right thing.
It's funny, isn't it? We're creating these systems, super complex, better than us at some stuff, but we still got to be able to wrap our heads around them.
Yeah, it's like pushing the limits of what AI can do, but not losing sight of our own values, what we think is right.
Exactly. The document talks about that a lot, the balance between innovating and being responsible. Especially as AI gets more power to act on its own, we got to be careful.
One thing they talked about is how agentic AI will change different industries, like finance. AI is already doing stock market stuff, right? Analyzing data, making investment calls.
Oh, yeah, and that's just going to explode. Those algorithms can process so much data, it's insane. They see patterns we'd never spot and can make trades crazy fast.
So it's not about replacing humans, it's more like giving them superpowers, helping them make better decisions.
Right, AI can help with risk, finding new opportunities, all that.
They also mentioned manufacturing, how AI could totally change that game.
Definitely. Imagine factories where robots are working with people, but they're controlled by AI, making everything super efficient, spotting problems before they even happen, adjusting to changes instantly.
That's next level. Way more efficient, more productive.
Totally. And who knows what new industries, new jobs even will come out of that.
Speaking of jobs, a lot of people are worried about AI taking over, right?
Yeah, it's a real concern. As AI takes on more stuff that people used to do, we got to be ready. Retraining people, giving them new skills.
So we're not just preparing for the jobs of the future, but the jobs that AI will create.
Exactly. We all got to be learning all the time, be flexible, because what's hot today might be gone tomorrow.
And what about the big picture? How will this impact society?
Oh, the rise of AI, that's going to change everything. How we live, how we work, how we relate to each other, the whole shebang.
It's kind of overwhelming, all the possibilities, good and bad.
For sure. But it's exciting, too. This is a whole new era starting, and we get to be a part of it, make sure it turns out right.
So how do we make sure we're using agentic AI the right way, responsibly?
Well, the document really stresses collaboration, talking to each other. Got to have everyone at the table, The scientists, the developers, the governments, the ethicists, make sure AI matches our values,
Yeah.
serves everyone.
Not just the experts, right. Everyone needs to be part of this conversation about the future of AI.
100%.
Right.
We got to take the mystery out of AI, make it so everyone gets it, that we can decide together where it goes.
Wow, I think our listeners have a lot to chew on after this.
Me too. We've really gone deep on agentic AI, the what, the how, and the why. The good stuff, the challenges,
The whole need for explainability, transparency, doing it all responsibly.
and how it's going to be massive, changing industries and society in ways we can't even fully imagine yet.
The document ends with a question, and I think it's perfect for everyone listening. What about you? What parts of agentic AI are you most curious about? What gets you thinking?
Great question to leave on. The world of agentic AI, it's huge. It's always changing. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and be part of shaping what comes next.